What's going on, YouTube? This is your friendly neighborhood DraftKings addict, bringing my top picks for Week 2 NFL Daily Fantasy Sports. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. If you could, do me a favor before we get started. Go ahead and drop a like on the video for me. It really does help out the channel. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. All right, guys, so here you go. This is my Twitter page, guys, at DK_addict. Go ahead and give me a follow. Every now and then I send out lineups, like right here. Alrighty, this is my lineup that I sent out. Scored 171, cashed in all of my cash games. Alrighty, so I changed up my quarterback there. I went with the chalky Wentz. Alrighty, so again, follow me over on Twitter at DK_addict to get the updates as far as, you know, plays and things of that nature. And plus, I just have a lot of fun sending out videos and stats and things of that nature. But check me out. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into this week's slate. All right, guys, so if you guys don't know already, I use an app called Draft Dashboard, all righty? Right now, we have a limited time offer where you can get a 30-day trial for $1 whole. So that means you can get 4 weeks worth of NFL stats for 4 months. No problem. 4 weeks, not 4 months, for $1. So check the link in the description of the video. 30-day trial for $1, and also it gives you access to my player pool as well, because when you sign up with that particular link, if you go to your watch players list and click on watch DK Addicts picks, when you click on that, it will load my player pool into yours. So let's go ahead and get into Draft Dashboard. First place I like to start off, guys, is NFL cheat sheet. All right, so you guys can see a couple of plays that I picked are already on this cheat sheet, but this sheet is updated every week. All right, as you can see, check back right before lineups locked, about 30 minutes to an hour before, because if there's any news or anything that comes out, these could change. So check it out. All right, favorite place to start is going to be the position optimizer. So first thing I do is I go and select my slate. I'm going with the main slate. That's the only one I really play. Every now and then I'll play some of the early only or try some of the showdown slates like I did last week, but for the most part I just play the main slate. So first thing I do is I go and sort it by quarterback. Next, I go and sort it by this dash rank. All right, so the dash rank is a score kind of accumulation of a couple of different things, as you can see, versus the opponent or the position rank and all that good stuff. So as you can see, no surprise here, right? Patrick Mahomes is the #1 guy on this particular list. You can also sort it by any of these other columns, guys, like if you want to sort them by price, fantasy points per game, the projections, you know, if you want to do that. All right, you can do that as well. As you can see, Patrick Mahomes is the top one. Of course, Brady is up there too, Deshaun Watson. Now again, guys, these are projections, right? Anything can happen. You know, key guy can go down or whatever the case may be, or a guy may run an extra rushing touchdown than they normally would do, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, long story short, I sorted by the dash rank. All right, so Patrick Mahomes up top. Of course, Tom Brady is in a fantastic matchup versus Miami. Miami just gave up everything last week, and so of course, you know, Tom Brady is the GOAT. You know, no matter how much people hate on him, but the guy is pretty good at what he does. All righty, Deshaun Watson, of course, man, he looked pretty good against New Orleans last week, guys. All right, put up 32 DraftKings points, had a couple rushes. He got sacked a few times, man. That O-line, I swear, in Houston, man, they drive me crazy. If you guys don't know, I'm from Houston, so I'm a Houston fan. But man, it's tough sometimes, guys. But at 6.6K, this guy is an awesome value going up against Jacksonville. All righty, guys, as we seen last week, they can be scored on, as we saw Patrick Mahomes did. So I like Deshaun Watson. Of course, Lamar Jackson, that guy. Now I don't expect him to get, you know, 7 touchdowns this week. But this guy does have rushing upside. He didn't rush it a lot last week, but as we know, he can do that. So at 6.7, he's not as great of a value. All right, but, you know, again, definitely somebody that's in play going up against Arizona, which is a favorable matchup, as you can see by 3 green lights right here. This is going to be the dash rank. This is going to be the defensive ranking for the overall team, and then this is going to be the rank versus that individual position. All right, but my favorite quarterback on the slate is going to be Dak Prescott, guys. This guy's trying to get his contract renewed or whatever, or restructured or whatever, and you know, he went off last week for 36 DraftKings points. He's 6.3K, and then he gets a favorable matchup versus Washington, who gave up points to the quarterback last week. So as we can see, he rushed a couple of times, but again, Dak just looked really good last week at home. Now, this game is on the road, but again, I like him versus Washington. All right, Josh Allen, I didn't have him check, but he's in play too at 5.3K. Dude put up 20 points last week. He can be a nice value play, $1,000 cheaper, and he gets a favorable matchup against the Giants. All right, as we can see, who are one of the worst ranked teams. Now, I believe these stats are based off of just week 1, so take them with a grain of salt, but, you know, that's what we have to work on for right now. Next up, as you see down here, I got Jared Goff earmarked, right? All right, he did terrible last week, so that should bring down his ownership. But at 5.9K, he gets a favorable matchup versus New Orleans. Could be a nice shootout game. I love this game. But at 5.9K, he's definitely in play going up against New Orleans. All right, and Mariota, he did okay last week. Put up 24 DraftKings points. This Minshew guy, he's taking over in Jacksonville as a starting quarterback. All right, he did okay last week. 19 DraftKings points. Had a pretty good accuracy when it comes to his pass attempts and completions. So at 4.8K going up against Houston, he could be a nice little flyer. You know, again, we only got one game worth of film on him, but the guy looked pretty good and pretty comfortable coming into a tough position last week for Jacksonville. But as we can see, Houston gives up points. Now, that was Drew Brees, but hey, as you can see, based off the rankings. So next up, let's go ahead and look at our running back. So for running backs, again, I do the same thing. Sorted by dash rank. Again, you can go over here and sort it by projections. And as you can see, Kamara is the highest projected running back on the slate. Rightfully so. Alrighty. But as you can see, Dalvin Cook, man, this guy's probably going to be in my player pool every week, to be honest. He's heavily used, as you can see. He had 21 rushes last week. Now we get a decent matchup versus Green Bay. Okay. But at 7.2K, I do still like Dalvin Cook. Alrighty. Next up is Carson. Now he's my second favorite running back on the slate right now. Alright, again, this guy's a workhorse. He got 15 rushes last week. He got a couple of targets when it comes to the pass attempts as in a PPR league or in DraftKings where you get points per reception. You know, Carson is definitely a guy that you want because look at that, 7 targets last week. Okay. Next up, Josh Jacobs did pretty good last week. 24 DraftKings points. 23 rushes, got pretty good workload, and he's only 4.7K. Now, he gets a decent matchup versus KC, but he's definitely somebody we can consider as a value play at 4.7K. He's pretty cheap for a guy getting that kind of. He plays 74% of the snaps, touched the ball 56% of the time, so not bad. Breda, I don't know about that. I'm going to go ahead and pass. Duke Johnson, Jacksonville, 5K. He had 5 targets last week in the offense. So that could be somebody we look at for a guy that's 5K. Maybe gets into the end zone this week. All right, gets a touchdown. But going up against Jacksonville, we'll see. But right now I don't have him in my player pool. Of course, Alvin Kamara, he's on my radar every week, no doubt. Austin Eckler, man, this guy had an awesome game last week. 39 DraftKings points, a couple of touchdowns. As you can see, he's getting target in the rush game and as in the passing game. So he didn't play 90% of the snaps, but he played 75% of the snaps. And like he says, he's producing. I like the fact that he's getting targets when it comes to the passing game. So going up against Detroit, 6.1K. I like Austin Eckler this week. I also like Leonard Fournette versus Houston. All right, as you can see, we gave up some points when it comes to the running back. All right. So 6.3K, he has 6 targets. He got 13 rushes. The rookie quarterback is going to be looking to get rid of the ball. He can dump it off to Fournette, and they can do their thing. So at 6.3K, I definitely want Fournette in my player pool. And that's pretty much it, guys. Of course, we got guys like Barkley, but he's 9.2K. Ingram did pretty good last week, right? 26 DraftKings points on 14 rushes, had a couple of touchdowns. I'm not sure if I'm going to go there this week. But yeah, Sony Michel is in a good spot. All right, in my going up against Miami, but that backfield committee, I don't know if I want to mess with any New England running backs. So your guess is as good as mine is which one's going to get the touches. So, hey, yeah, so those are my running backs. So let's go ahead and move on for this video. Turned out to be 40 minutes long. All right, so when it comes to our wide receiver, again, same old thing, guys. Sorted by the dash rank. See who's the highest, who has the best, rank when it comes to their overall spot. All right, we got D Hopkins. Of course, this guy here, man, is a monster. 14 targets last week, couple of touchdowns, 34 DraftKings points, and he dropped several passes last week, man, and he still put up 34 DraftKings points. So he gets a pretty decent matchup versus Jacksonville, as we know. They can be scored on, and this Houston offense can put up some points. So definitely got Hopkins in my player pool. All right, so Dak Prescott was my favorite quarterback, and as you can see, I'm going to pair him with Amari Cooper, who he connected with for 9 targets and 26 DraftKings points. All right, so at 7.4K, I can deal with that. All right, so again, great matchup versus Washington. Thielen going up against Green Bay, who looked pretty decent on defense last week, but again, look who they were playing. All right, I think it was Chicago, right? So, yeah. But that game right there, man, that was a game that was like watching paint dry. All right, so next up, Robert Woods. Man, look at this guy's targets, y'all. 13 targets last week, and he got a couple of rushes. So this guy is heavily involved, played 95% of the snaps. He's 6.4K, had 17 DraftKings points, and he got a nice high-scoring game going up against New Orleans. So at 6.4K, Robert Woods is definitely in my player pool. Brandon Cooks could be as well, but look at the target differential, man. So, yeah, but definitely keep an eye out on Brandon Cooks. He could be somebody that could be a good play. I got this Michael Gallup guy here. You look at that, 7 targets, man. He's listed as the wide receiver 1 for Dallas. All right, why is that? All right, so next up, again, 26 DraftKings points last week. Good Lord, what is really going on? So nice spot there, all right? So John Brown, again, this guy here is a deep threat going up against New York. Buffalo, like I told you guys in the quarterback thing, I like Josh Allen as a value play. This Buffalo team is getting a nice soft defense in the Giants, so could be a good spot for John Brown. He's only 5K, so he's somebody I definitely have in my player pool. Tyrell Williams, 4.4K, gets a great matchup versus Kansas City, man, in the game. Oakland. All right, so could be, not Oakland, what am I talking about? Against Kansas City. All right, he plays for Oakland now. I'm tripping. So long story short, 4.4K, this guy's too cheap. He's getting decent target. And at 4.4K, he's the wide receiver 1. Yes, Oakland has struggled with all this drama around Antonio Brown. But now Tyrell Williams is the number 1 guy. And again, in a great matchup. So definitely got me some Tyrell Williams. Danny Amendola, guys. I played him in a couple of lineups last week, and he scored 26 DraftKings points, man. All right, he had 13 targets in that Detroit offense. All righty, so again, nice matchup, and the guy's on the 3.9K. So I definitely got him circling on my radar because, again, he could be a nice salary filler. And if he gets half of that, I'll be happy. Yeah, but again, this Danny Amendola, again, look at the targets, bro. Woo. Keenan Allen, beast mode, man. 29 DraftKings points last week, 10 targets, 7.6K. Caught an awesome touchdown pass in the end zone, man. Definitely in a good spot. Alrighty. So 97 dash rank, and again 20 and 21 when it comes to the rating. So that's good. Alrighty. So the pretty nice matchup at 7.6K. So all right, that's it. Cooper Kupp, target man, 10 targets, 12 DraftKings points. Don't think he got into the end zone, but again, it's New Orleans game. I want to get some exposure to it, so I definitely got some Cooper Kupp on there. So that's my wide receiver. So tight end, guys. Last but not least. All right. Again, same routine, sorted by my dash rank. As we can see, Kelsey is the top guy, but I'm not paying 7.3K. Might end up regretting it, but hey, I can't do it. But Mark Andrews, man, look at this guy here, man. 28 DraftKings points, 8 targets, which is a lot of targets for a tight end. All right, as we see, Ingram got 14, so you already know I got him. All right, that was my guy last week, man. He had an awesome day, 32 DraftKings points. He got 14 targets. All right, I know it says the matchup looks tough, but it's Ingram, man. I would dare say that he's matchup proof. So I definitely got him in my player pool. All right, but this Mark Andrews guy is a great value at 3.8K. All right, put up 28 DraftKings points last week. Nice. Delaney Walker, again, one of the top guys when it comes to red zone targets over there in Tennessee, going up against Indianapolis. All right, 3.5K guy. Got 6 targets for 23 DraftKings points. Got him on my radar at 3.5K. Come on down a little further. Vernon Davis. All right. left the previous game due to a knee injury. It's unknown if he would suit up. So keep an eye on that. If he suits up against the Cowboys, if he's all right with them old knees, good to go, I would definitely consider him at 3.2K. Now, he got 7 targets. I don't expect him to get a 50-plus yard touchdown run up the sideline again, but you never know. Alrighty, so at 7K, at seven targets, 3.2K, a nice cheap value. This Darren Waller kid, all right, is doing pretty well at 3.3K. Got 8 targets, 14 DraftKings points. Okay, so again, it's gonna be a nice game, the Oakland versus KC game. I think Oakland surprised some people last week. And this guy right here has been the talk of the time, man. This TJ Hawkinson. Look at that, 3K, 9 targets, 28 DraftKings points last week, guys. Pretty tough matchup when it comes to the position. Alrighty, but at 3K, guys, come on, man. To me, he's too cheap to pass on, especially if a guy's playing 75% of the snaps. All right, so he's going to be on the field, so that means opportunity. So if a guy is 3K, I'll take a shot on him, especially after that nice performance last week. And then plus we know Detroit likes to throw the ball. So, hey, them little short dump passes, let me get some TJ. All right, so those are all my plays. So let's go ahead and look at this. So these are my quote-unquote core plays. So right now, Dak Prescott is my favorite quarterback. Kamara is my running back 1. My running back 2 is going to be Eckler. All right. Amari Cooper, I'm pairing him with Dak Prescott. I like that combination. All right, we could change that up and go with some other guys, but that's what I like right now at the time of this recording. I got T. Williams, all right, in Oakland. Again, the guy has been getting targeted. He's a deep threat, so I like his chances in that game versus OKC. I mean, against Kansas City, guys. I'm talking about OKC. Man, been a long day, guys. All right, this TJ Hawkinson kid, again, I'm going to go back to him. 3K, too damn cheap. All right, going up against the Chargers. So give me some of that for a 3K guy. Then, of course, Carson. I like him for either my running back 2 or going to be my flex play because, again, this guy's a workhorse. He got 15 rushing attempts and even got six receptions last week. As we know, receptions equal points in DraftKings. So then the Seahawks defense, I'm pairing them with my running back. That's another thing that you guys can do when you have a running back. If it's in a game where you feel like the game is going to be won by a considerable amount of points, or that another team will be held back by that defense. Of course, I like to pair up these running backs with my defense. Like for instance, some other defenses that I had consider, guys. The Texans. All right, dare I say it? All right, versus the rookie. All right, All right, they let New Orleans beat the snot out of them, but that's Drew Brees, right? Who else we got, guys? That Vikings, man. Oof. They're nice defense, man, but you got that boy A-Rod on the other side, man. Aaron Rodgers, man. So that's another team that I consider, to be honest. Broncos. Chicago looked like crap last week. No, I'm just playing. Don't play the Broncos, y'all. Who else we got? We got the Cowboys, right? They're on a 3.3K. Ravens, of course, are going to be in play. All right. So you got the Ravens, of course. Yeah. So that's my plays right now, guys. So at least you're 5,300 for your wide receiver, But my favorite plays, again, my core is going to be the Hawkinson kid. I'm just taking a gamble on. Carson, I put him in my flex. If I was going to say a core, that would be my core right there, guys. Prescott, Kamara, Eckler, Cooper, and Tyrell Williams. I would have a good amount of those guys in every single lineup. Alrighty. So, draft dashboard, let's go back there. Once we got all our players selected, we can come on over here to our lineup optimizer, guys, and let draft dashboard optimize us some lineups. So as you can see right here, it spent all $50,000 of my salary, and I got Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, which is in a good spot, by the way, guys. All right, Alvin Kamara, Tyrell Williams is the guy that I liked. All right, we got Robert Woods, matched him up with his quarterback, John Brown, matched up with Josh Allen. You see this little chain link here? That means that those two players have quote-unquote synergy. All right. Next up, we got my man Ingram. Again, tough matchup. But, again, I love him. The guy's matchup proof. And then we got Gallup right here, who had an awesome week last week at 5.6K. And then he gave me the best defense on the slate, which is going to be the Patriots versus Miami. So if I like that lineup, I can hit save lineup. Next thing, if you're building multiple lineups, you can go over to the mass lineup generator and let Draft Dashboard build you up to 100 lineups at one time. I would select 2 for my unique players, or if you want to just go with 1, alrighty, you could do that and click generate lineups and let Draft Dashboard do the heavy lifting. Alrighty, guys. Now, when it comes to optimizers, guys, it's only so much that the software can do. At the end of the day, I would go through and look at each lineup and make sure it makes sense. And because at the end of the day, you know, it may put in a player that may have been ruled out and the news hasn't been updated yet, or whatever the case may be. So as you can see, I click on see my lineups, and here you go. We got the projected points right here, but again, they're projected points. As we know, guys can exceed value, and this can jump up to 200 points or 160 points or whatever the case may be. So yeah, so you can export them by clicking export, and that would so I hit select all, export selected. We can upload it to either DraftKings or FanDuel. As you can see, the CSV file was downloaded here. You can upload that to your contents of choice. So, all right, guys. So, thank you guys for checking out the video again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also drop a comment below if you made it to the end. Put in a comment in game so I can see who's watching the videos all the way to the end. I do appreciate you guys, and y'all have a great day. Good luck on your contest.